Dun, 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 dun.
Let's go. The Washington Commanders. There it is. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Sean Spencer, one half of that dynamic duo that is Let's Talk Football. And you know what it is, ladies and gentlemen? It's Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Hump Day! If it's Wednesday, I'm with my guy, South Carolina's finest, who's breaking out the polos and the shorts because it's 70 and beautiful. Will Kramer! What up, Will?
It's been a long time, Sean, but we made it. We're on the eve of draft night. Everything besides the season now. This free agency, this is all we look forward to all off season. We finally made it.
Let's go. Let's go. And I could not be happier. And I mean, look, you gotta go back some years to really think about a draft where we were really this excited. And I mean, I guess you could say that Chase Young.
Yeah.
I mean, we were deep in it, but we had that number 2 pick and we knew there was potential.
Coaching staff. We thought Ron was going to be competent. Yeah. I mean, that was an exciting pick. I think the other one, though, goes back to RG3.
You have to. You absolutely have to, man. That 2012 year where we picked him up. I mean, I had watched him all throughout Baylor, and I was so psyched to get him. The fact that we traded all that to get there, got the man, got him in house, and through 17, it ended up looking better, and then the injury, and well,
right.
You know, hindsight is
exciting season.
It was. It absolutely was. So look, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Washington off-season update. Just another split off from Washington Football Weekly. The draft is tomorrow, like we alluded to. There's a number of things going on. We have the number 2 pick, and we're going to dive into that. But we're more going to dive into what else are we going to look at? What else do we need to get outside of most likely quarterback at number 2. So we're going to look at some of the other picks in the draft, some prospects we want to watch out for, and just some guys maybe that we would like, and even take a look at some of our quarterbacks where we want them to go. And later on, we're going to bring on a couple guests so they can do the same and give their overall number 2 pick. But Will, let's get right into it. Commanders, we have several picks in the first 3 rounds, the first 100 picks. And I mean, we've done mocks. I know you've done many mocks left and right. You hit me up earlier, said you gotten bored of them. You've done them so much, man. What should we focus on outside of that first pick? Where we go right here?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of consensus on quarterback and left tackle need to be our top 2 picks. That's kind of the easy one. And then so after that, it's kind of like, well, where else do we need to be focusing in that second round and early in that third round where we have, some of these additional picks? And looking at the depth chart, I'm actually changing from last week. I actually think cornerback is a bigger problem area than I had realized, and some of it has to do with we don't know what our coaching staff is going to be able to get out of Emmanuel Forbes or St. Juice. They brought in, a corner from the Chargers as well. But that's not an impressive group on paper. And so I'm kind of looking at maybe we need to be addressing this a little bit earlier than I originally thought to get somebody that fits their scheme that they know is going to work. I mean, they may work wonders with Forbes. They may work wonders with St. Juice and turning them into better ball players. But would it be nice to start with a foundational piece that they know coming in, this is the guy that plays the way we want him to play. So I think corner is kind of important. The other one I look at is tight end. Yeah. And again, that's a shift from last week. I just look at the fact that Zach Ertz, he signed a 1-year deal for a reason. He hasn't played a full season in several years. Yeah. So, he's not meant to come in here and have a huge workload, but you got Zach Ertz, who's been injured the last couple of years. You got Bates, who's a blocker. You got an Armani Rogers that they liked, but he's coming off an Achilles injury. Cole Turner hasn't proven anything. So it's like we've got a spot there for a tight end to come in and be very productive and be our feature guy next year. And I just think that's a position group that I'm now thinking we need to address earlier than I originally thought. So those are kind of two positions that I'd like to see us improve upon by the end of Friday night.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. And to piggyback on your cornerback, one of the things, I mean, I had mentioned that before, but I was leaning just towards cornerback. But now in hindsight and looking at the depth chart, we need to look at all the secondary. I mean, we need to look at safeties as well because we're really thin with our depth at that position. I mean, we talked about, one of the guys, Mike Davis or somebody. We don't even know some of the guys that we've picked up. So I think that's something that we need to look at. And then also, the elephant in the room, the hole that we lost both of our main edge guys last year. I do think that's something we need to focus on. And if we talked about there might be a run of tackles, which is obviously our number 2 biggest issue. But if we do trade back in or have an opportunity where maybe either we trade up or one of these not big name, but one of these effective edge guys drops to us. Mm-hmm. I've seen a couple guys I've talked to you about Robinson out of Missouri. If these guys should drop to us, I definitely think we have to consider I think we have to consider it if he's there and there's no lineman or some other position that we're really focused on. I think we have to because we have the luxury to do that, but also that's a hole, and we have not addressed that. And of all the things that we've done in free agency, we got linebacker, secondary, O-line, but we didn't really touch. I mean, Dorrance Armstrong is a little bit of an edge, but we didn't really touch edge, and I think that's somewhere we can look at now. And then you talk about tight end, looking into it more and more. I mean, wide receiver as well. I mean, Jahan, we were hoping that we get what he got in what we had in the first year. Yeah. Terry, we know he's consistent, but I mean, he's always middle of the road type thing. I mean, gives you 1,000, gives you some good numbers, but we've clearly seen that we don't focus on him. Right. So I honestly think we could stand to get a guy at wide receiver. We've always wanted a big body guy, somebody that could, go up there and get the jump balls in the end zone like a Mike Evans type. I wanted to get him in the offseason. So
yes, you did.
Yeah, I wanted to get going all in on him. So I definitely think that's somewhere we need to start keeping our eyes open for. Maybe not be the number one focus, but if some of these players are available at that particular time, I definitely think that's somewhere we need to take a look at.
Absolutely. No, you're right. If one of these guys, if a Chop Robinson falls and he's there at 36, how do you say no to that? To the guy who's going to really get you some big time plays or snaps this season, next season. You're right. There's a lot of enticement there, and wide receiver as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So
Nathan's sticking with his own agenda and not listening to everybody else. And Nathan, you're right. We need a strong offensive line.
Yeah. And I mean, and to Nathan's point on getting that O-line, I mean, we would be smart to emulate the Detroit Lions, who incidentally today just paid I think Amon-Ra guy gave him an extension, and they gave Penei Sewell an extension. And they went and did that. They got a veteran quarterback in Jared Goff, but they went and got their big name left tackle, and he's definitely proven to work out. Now, we don't have a quarterback. So
that's a big part.
That's kind of where we need to focus. But I see where you're coming from, Nathan, because I do like that, man.
Tom, why you got to bring up Amon-Ra? Because I'm going to bring up the fact that we could have gotten him, and instead we got who? Who did we draft?
Look. My thing is, all right, I understand. Amon-Ra has far exceeded my guy, De'Ami Brown. But why, when they interviewed Amon-Ra, did he have to say, I look at guys like De'Ami Brown, like, that guy was drafted. I'm like, come on, man. You already crushed us. Why you got to talk about my guy? You see he's having a hard time.
He's down on the ground. Why you got to kick him?
Come on now. Well, shout out to him. He's balling out, and they're getting it going. Hey, and speaking of this, look, let's keep moving. Yeah. Let's look at some of these prospects to watch out for. You know what I mean? I touted De'Ami Brown when he was coming out in the draft, and obviously I missed on that one. But coming into this one, I'm going to stay in North Carolina. Shocker. And I'm going to go with somebody that we could potentially get in the second or early third round, Tez Walker.
Yeah.
We've seen this guy exploded onto the scene. Obviously, the first half of the season, he was declared ineligible to play. Once he came onto the field, I mean, he had a stretch of like 3 or 4 games where he had over, about 300 yards, getting 100 yards a game. I think by the amount of games that he played, he had, I believe, 699 yards, 7 touchdowns on just under 50 receptions for playing half of a season.
Yeah.
Once he came in, he was the main guy. This guy a year ago almost had another 1,000 yards. He's not going to be one of your top, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys, but he will be somebody that I think could be a valuable number 3. He's got size at 6'3", and I think he's definitely a threat. And he's somebody that can take a top off of defense if it can translate into the league. Now, if we get Drake, that'd be great to have his receiver with it. But we've done that. We've done that. We've already done that. So, Will, man, who are some of your guys you're looking out for?
Yeah, so I'm going to stick to, I think you set it up really well. You went wide receivers. Here's someone. I'm going to go corner, and I'm going to look at TJ Tampa out of Iowa State. I'm looking at, my thing, every dude has a, has what he likes. When it comes to cornerbacks, I like tall, lanky corners. I like guys who are 6'1", 6'2", around 200 pounds that they can play some press man. So TJ Tampa's a big guy. Cam Hart out of Notre Dame. I just see stuff where he could be going second round. I see stuff where he could be available in the 5th round. It's kind of hard to tell with him. And then another guy out of Boston College, and they brought this guy in for a 30, like the 30 interview thing, was Elijah Jones out of Boston College. So I think those are some names there. And then I will get this. What's his name? Alec will enjoy this. I heard that Kyrie Jackson out of Oregon is being undervalued, and he's like 6'4". So I was like, oh, well, who's this guy? Let me see. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, that's exactly the prototype that I like.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I like that. And going with that size, and I know this is going to be a homer in the house. But I think we got to go with somebody from Michigan State. The tight end for Michigan State, Malik Carr, big body guy. They didn't have anything to be excited about last year except this guy. This guy is one of those that was able to take top off defense, yards after catch and after contact were out of this world. This guy is somebody that has kind of showed a little bit in the combine, but he's going to be somebody that we're going to be able to get potentially at the 100th pick or lower. And I truly believe probably lower. But this is one of those guys that I think it might be a potential project, but I think we can get him in, and his natural ability could definitely bode well for us. Bates ain't doing it, and right. Cole Turner is yet to prove, you know what I mean? So I think if you get him in there under Zach Ertz, I think he'll be good, along with the guy that you and I were talking about before at tight end from Northwestern, the purple team, Ben Stinnett. Kansas State, yes. Loved what he did at the combine, loved his pro day, loved those things. So, I mean, along the lines of getting quality players at this position, especially now that we have a veteran that they can learn under, I like that.
Yeah. Well, sticking with tight ends, that there are a couple guys that I've got my eyes. Obviously, one of the top names is Jatavian Sanders. Out of Texas. So if you're going early, 36 or 40, that may be a name to look at. But if you're going, like you said, later, there's 2 guys, Jared Wiley of TCU, 6'7", but a big-time pass receiver. And then the next one, they said this guy is way more athletic. He had the second fastest time at the combine, but he was in a college offense that was pathetic. Any Nittany Lion fan will tell you this, that their offense was pathetic. But Theo Johnson is someone who could be better as a pro than he was in college because he just wasn't utilized in that team. And that would be a later round. So while I'm saying I'm really worried about beefing up our corners and tight ends, that may be a spot we can improve later and use, that's those second round picks for a little bit like you talked about of getting a defensive end, getting a wide receiver, getting a little bit more of a playmaker, knowing that we can address some of those other needs later.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And to tie up mine, I'm going to go right to where we started talking about the secondary. From the national champions, I think we need to go look at Mike Samerstill. This guy, one of the things that jumped off the page to me when watching his tape was his football IQ. Being able to understand the trends, understand the tendencies of certain teams. There was a play early in the game against Alabama where they're driving down the field and, they had run some crossing patterns that had kind of burned Michigan. Towards the end zone, he saw it being set up, but he saw where there was a guy that was coming back. They were trying to force him to cross where the guy came back and was going to be wide open in the corner. He sat there and set all on the fly, set it up, told the guy to go that way, and then drifted in that area, ended up stopping the play and forcing Alabama to kick an early field goal. It was a small thing, but it was a huge momentum shift in a game that was a 3-point game at the end of the game. So I honestly think we're already looking at DBs and secondary, and we see what type of player Quinn and Joe Witt Jr. like to play with. Let's see if we can bring in a winner and a guy that has IQ and, something like that, smarts and stuff. Along with Cameron Kitchens out of Miami, was an All-American a year ago. It was pretty solid this year. And Terrion Arnold. I don't know that he'll be there. Yeah. He might be there. I don't know.
He might be one of the first-round corners, but yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. So, but yeah, I've seen some mocks where he has dropped to our pick in the second round, but I've also seen where he goes early too. So, I mean, if he's there and maybe some of the guys that we wanted have already passed, I think we should definitely take a shot. I mean, that's at least an area that I think we should focus.
Well, I'm glad that you brought up Samerstill because I was trying to figure out. There's a lot of buzz about him, and then I saw his measurables. He's 5'9". I went, nope, you're off my list. So good to hear that's his IQ that has him, talk. Because I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. We already have, we drafted a shrimp last year. I don't need to draft two of them here.
Right, and a lot of that because, to be honest, a lot of the focus that on secondary and DB is the fact that we have Quinn and we have Joe Witt Jr. Yeah. And seeing what they did at Dallas, we're hoping to emulate that here. So it's kind of like, okay. Whereas before we got them, I'm like, no. Just like with getting linebacker, I was scarred from the Rivera era. I don't want corners. I don't want linebackers. Don't give me anything. Give me what I want, But now I'm kind of like, well, we got some good coaches that focus and specialize on this position. Yes, let's get some guys in here and see if they can work with some young guys.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, definitely with that. All right.
Before we move on, since we all are looking at left tackle, do you have any left tackles that you've got your eye on?
That will be around?
Mm-hmm.
No. Obviously, you want to go with Joe Alt, but he will not be there. Will Campbell out of LSU, he work with Jaden Daniels potentially. That could be nice. Jordan Morgan, you saw that on my first mock draft. He most likely will be there out of Arizona. So yes, I could go there. My thing is, looking kind of at some of these mocks and some of the things that you and I have been talking about, I'm wondering where that run of tackles might go. Yes. And then all of a sudden, by the time we get there, if we don't trade back and we stay with that second pick in the second round, it's like, okay, they might not be there. So I've seen some guys, but unless we're trading back in, which is all very possible, I just don't know. I don't know. I like this. Brendan Rice, he'd be a good pick, a legacy pick.
He's tall. He's tall. I didn't realize that. And he worked with Cliff Kingsbury last year.
Exactly. So that would be a good run. And we'd have Jerry Rice on the sidelines. Come on now. His autographs, baby. Let's go.
Jeez.
Luke McCaffrey.
We can have Ed McCaffrey on the sidelines. Get some autographs.
Yes. And then Blake Corum later on down there. Yeah. I think that the Chargers are going to get him. I mean, I think Harbaugh's going after his boy. Going after his boy. All right. Let's go ahead and kind of narrowed down outside of quarterback.
Okay.
If there's one guy out here that you can get, trade up for, or stick wherever we're at, where would you go? Who would you draft?
Yeah. Nathan, you paying attention? Here we go. Now, this is a wish list, all right? So I don't know if this is going to really be possible, but you never know. What if this happens? One of the things, you said it really well. Sean, when I was asking you, what left tackle would you want in the second round? You're like, that's my concern. And I'm hearing from some of the other beat writers saying like, well, you're probably looking at starting Cornelius Lucas for a couple of games, if you get one of these guys in the second round, because they're a little bit more developmental, which in year 2, it's not a big deal. But if we're drafting a rookie quarterback, do I want Cornelius Lucas for 6 to 8 games?
Mm-mm.
Or do I want to use some of our draft capital and move back up into the first round? And what if, okay, this is kind of a dream scenario, but what if we were able to, if this guy fell and we're able to pick up Olu Fashanu in like the 20th pick, and you walk away with your left tackle of the future and your quarterback your franchise quarterback, like I'd be in heaven on Thursday night. I think trading back in the first round for a tackle is very much in play, and so that's just a name. If I could get anybody, man, would that be awfully nice?
Oh yeah. And for me, with trading back into the first round, and I tried this on a number of mocks. For me, it's focusing on that edge and taking a shot. I want to get the guy from UCLA, Latu.
Oh, yeah.
Number one in win rate, with 26.2, had like 13 sacks for UCLA, was the most in like 10 some odd years, had the second number of pressures in the country. I mean, this guy, his first step is explosive to get around that corner, and that could be huge for us. So if we were able to trade back up and get him, I know he's not going to be there in the second round when we go. I've seen him drop, but the farthest he's dropped is maybe 20 that I've seen in the mock. And obviously, it's fictional. But I definitely think if we could get him, I would love to get him, because it's what I love about him is, he's great skill, great athleticism. We see what he is. Got a little bit of that Polynesian, and which we see that we've been doing with Mariota and Frankie Lavu and, getting some of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of feel like, with those Samoans, they're built a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm assuming and I'm hoping that if we got a guy like him, we wouldn't get the same diva type stuff that we got from the Chase Young and the Montez Sweat. So let's get a guy in here that's just ready to work from day one. And I think if we can get him, or if he can fall to us or anything, I think Latu, I'm 100% sold on that.
Oh, that'd be a home run. That would absolutely be a home run. The other one, I'm really surprised to say this, because going into draft season, I would have told you this guy's going to be like a 3rd or 4th round pick. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, maybe we could sneak and get him in the 2nd round before people really realize who he is. And now they're like, this guy's probably going to be a 1st round pick. And if you were to see this guy physically, there's nothing physically that makes you say, oh yeah, that's a player. But we saw time after time in Athens, Georgia, this guy was open all the time, catching all kinds of first downs, all kinds of touchdowns. And if you're going to have a rookie quarterback, give me Ladd McConkey as his favorite target. I need a first down. I know Ladd's going to be open.
This guy.
And so he's moved up so much to now he's being considered a 1st round pick, which legitimately, because all this guy does is just run great routes and get open. But physically, you don't look at this guy and go, oh, that's a 1st round pick. But dude just makes plays.
And my last, I got to go to the Midwest. This team does a couple things well. They give you those corn-fed white boys. Yeah. They gave you some great defensive players. And they produced one of the best white corners since Jason Sehorn.
Yes.
I got to go to Cooper DeJean out of Iowa. I mean, this guy is athletic. Mm-hmm. I'm just to sit there and show how athletic this guy is. Will, I'm going to send you the clip after the show. Somebody posted a clip of this guy's highlights playing basketball. And I mean, this guy was getting up and just wailing on dudes. And I'm like, ooh, who is this? What? Who is this guy? But the athleticism, the hops, the energy in this guy, and then you see him playing on that type of defense. That defense that is always top tier. Iowa,
Yeah.
we know they're not known for anything on offense, but that defense will hold you to 10 points a game.
Yeah.
Having him and those other corners really shut down a lot of. I mean, they had to go up against the likes of the Mecca Buka and Marvin Harrison Jr., the Roman Wilsons, all that Michigan, Ohio State. So he's had to go up against elite caliber, NFL caliber talent, and he's held his own against every one of them, man. So I mean, best corner of the year. Got I think the Jim Thorpe this year, and hey, if we could, I would love to get him. Honestly, and if we move back into maybe the late first round, I don't even think it would be him falling. I just think he might still be available at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So
that
would be interesting. Oh yeah. I love him. Absolutely. Now we set aside from quarterback, and we're gonna let all you guys talk about that in a little bit. Before we get down, we're gonna ask one more thing because it's looking like we're not going in the way I would want us to go. And It's looking like Drake might potentially be going elsewhere. And so we were going to ask, I'm obviously North Carolina. My guy Will is South Carolina. We're going to ask about our quarterbacks and where we think would be good teams for them to go. I'll start with Drake. My first is actually it's Atlanta. I think he would be solid in Atlanta. I think he would be a good chance for him to sit behind Kirk Cousins, a quarterback that's kind of similar to him. You have a lot of weapons there as far as, Bijan Robinson. You got Kyle Pitts. You got Drake London. Obviously, a couple other pieces at wide receiver. They're building a great defense. But what's more is that is one of the weakest divisions right now in football.
Yes.
With the Saints, with the rebuilding Panthers, and Tampa, even though they made it to the playoffs, they still, are kind of iffy. I honestly think Drake would be great sitting behind Kirk Cousins in Atlanta. Much better, much more than in what's it called? New England or Minnesota. Some of those places where if they throw him in, he's going to struggle. I don't want him to be in a situation like Sam was last year. Honestly, I think if you were able to get him somewhere, maybe in New York and back up Aaron Rodgers. I mean, some of these places he's not going to go, but the way he's been dropping, who knows? Somebody might take a chance on him as, a backup or something that could help the team as opposed to be the savior.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I would be nervous if he goes to New England. It's a new coaching staff. It just, I feel much better if he goes to Minnesota, where I think Kevin O'Connell is going to put him in a good situation.
Right.
You're right. You're right. So
he has receivers over there.
Darn right he does. Yeah. So we're kind of on the same page of what we're looking at here. So my chance to talk about Spencer Rattler, who was incredible here. Do not put that up there. I saw this comment. Do not put this up there. I cannot. Nathan.
Talia.
Nathan. Come on.
Undrafted. Let's go.
I will make a bet with you that Talia is not going to get drafted. You name your stakes. You let me know. But I'm saying he's not getting drafted. But for Spencer Rattler, I saw him play. I think this guy, if given a chance to sit, could really come out to be something. Maybe he'll want to be a backup, but someone who can win some games. But I'm with you the same thing. If you go to a team like Atlanta, you go to a team like the Rams that has an aging quarterback and can sit for 2-3 years, do the Green Bay Packer thing with Jordan Love, and by year 2 or 3, he may be ready to come in there. I mean, it's kind of crazy to say this. What about the Cowboys? Sit behind Dak. I mean, they're getting to a point where they're going to have to make it a choice on that contract. Right. The Saints, both New York teams, the Giants and Jets have quarterbacks who may not be around much more a year or two. And then we just said it today. I was joking with Alex, but I'm like, what about the Lions? You need to sit there and let them see what's going to happen after Goff. Again, I'm not sitting here trying to say that Rattler can have the same career projection as Drake May, but I think if given one of those teams where he can learn for 2 or 3 years, he may be able to be something more than what people realize.
Well, absolutely. Hey, I want to see him have success, as we've seen, especially with both of our guys. A lot of the guys, it's very dependent on the team that they go to. We can go back to Trubisky when he went to, the Bears, had that decent start, but they never really wanted him. And then he's kind of been bumping around different teams. obviously with the whole Sam thing, we can go far back to some of those other North Carolina quarterbacks that just have kind of struggled. So I really just want to see them go somewhere where it could really work with and pair, their skills and their abilities. So
yeah,
hopefully they'll get to that. But I mean, with the desperation of how some of these teams are, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a quick breather. And when we return, we are going to start bringing on some of our guys. First and foremost, we're going to bring on my guy, Brandon, and he's going to answer some questions. We're going to talk about this draft and free agency. So stick with us. We will be right back.
What? What? Really?
Hey there, ladies and gents. It's your local handyman, Anton Benton, here to help you with your problems. I'm here right now on the job site, taking out whole kitchen cabinets. A little bit more work to do, but if you got a project at your house that you need to get completed, I'm your guy to finish it up for you. Give me a call, let me know what you need to get done.
Your new company, man. Shout out to your new company. Go ahead and tell the world about your new company real quick.
Oh boy. So marketing Anton Benton Pros.
Yes.
Doing everything from plumbing to electrical to making huge decks to doing closets.
Yes.
Doing it all. Doing it all.
That's what's up, man. I'm super happy
Thank
for
you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, buddy, that's our guy, Anton Benton. Definitely check him out. He travels. He does a number of things. Hey, and he'll get you the best price. If he can't do it, he'll refer to you to somebody that can, and always trying to work with you, man. But definitely reach out to my guy. Yo, but we got to bring on some people, man, because we got to talk about free agency and this upcoming draft. A lot of people want to give their opinions. So we're going to first bring on our guy, B.S. Brandon Spoleto. What up, B?
Hey, welcome. Hi, how you doing?
Doing well, man. Doing well. How you been, man?
Good, man.
Papa
Been
Bear?
great. Hail to the Commanders.
No, absolutely, absolutely. hey, look, we talked about this when you came on earlier. We've been here before. Right before the draft, you're nervous, optimism, and everything like that. But I mean, this is kind of a new day. Like this is something exciting, man. What do you think?
Yeah, it really feels like the stench of Dan Snyder is gone, and it feels like we have arrived in the future. And it's exciting, it's terrifying, but it's exciting, and I'm ready to go. I couldn't be more excited.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, all right. We got a couple questions for you, Will. I'm going to let you go ahead and get started talking about this free agency and whatnot.
All right. So, Brandon, talk to us about free agency. What did you see that really impressed you about it, and just kind of overall with free agency? What were your thoughts?
I thought it was a masterclass put on by the new GM, Adam Peters. I thought it was refreshing. It was something we haven't seen here in a long time. In the first wave, all of the signings that he signed were all for just $38 million. So we still had $60 million cap space after that first wave of signings, and that just showed how many players were taking, deals that they wanted to be here. Players like Bobby Wagner, players like, just better players, that we've seen here in a while, like
players we can be proud of.
Jamin Davis is going to be some depth now. If he's Bobby Wagner can teach him something. So I'm good with that. Free agency was interesting though. We lost some people. I am not happy about seeing Cameron Curl leave. I was really kind of hoping we'd keep him. I liked the way he played. Hats off to him. He's going to do big things. So, but I'm excited. I liked what you all said. I think we do have some holes to fill. I'm looking forward to the draft. I thought Sean, I will say I think I disagree with you just a little bit on the edge. We signed Dante Fowler from Dallas.
True.
We signed Clellan Ferrell from San Francisco.
Mhm.
We re-signed F.A. Obata, who played well when we had chances.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried on the edge. I think we might be okay, and I think we might find some depth in the draft.
Okay. I like that.
I actually agree with you. And I last week I switched it. I was Tampa a quarter lower, and I did the same thing. I thought about, well, actually, we signed a couple of guys, and Fowler's sort of that pass rush specialist type player. So I was like, maybe we could wait a little bit. So I see exactly where you're coming with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you that's a perfect segue into the next one. What positions do you think we should target in the draft?
Obviously, I think the quarterback. We can't say it any more clearly. It's going to be quarterback at number 2. But in the draft, I'm looking for offensive line. I'm looking for a tight end. I'm looking for some corner as well. That's kind of where I'm at. I'd like a receiver too, but it's not Christmas time, so I don't know how long I can write that list down.
Right.
But and I don't know if we're going this far, but if Adonai Mitchell is there at 40, kind of hard not to take him there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be a big weapon at 40 for receiver.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's talks that he might be there. So
right.
I'm kind of excited. There's so many possibilities on like you said, where the tackle's gonna go and start going, and a lot of it depends on that. How many trades are going back up into the first round for teams to fill needs, or which teams have fallen in love with their players, right? So it's always interesting at draft time.
Oh, yeah. It's the best time of the year, especially when you're in this type of a advantageous situation. Let's go. All right, Will, man, without further ado.
All right. Okay, Brandon, you get an opportunity now. Who are you drafting at number 2?
Look, obviously it's Caleb Williams, number 1. He's going to Chicago. I'm taking Jaden Daniels, number 2. Ooh. Heisman Trophy winner. He's shown he can do it all. We need a franchise quarterback. Look, man, that's an easy decision for me. Welcome to Washington, D.C., Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. Are you at all concerned about some of the stuff that's come out in the last week between what his agent said, all this stuff about he would prefer Las Vegas or Minnesota, or you're like, hey, man, you're not a free agent. You're going where you get drafted.
Nope. And here's why. In college, Cliff Kingsbury had Patrick Mahomes, and he's been a head coach. And we have head coaches all over this coaching staff. He's going to get drafted. He's going to go to his team. He's going to have next level coaching. He's going to have the best coaching in the NFL. And I just think he's going into the best possible scenario for him at Washington.
Mm-hmm. Which we could ever say that.
I'm sorry?
We never could have said that.
Yeah, no, like 4 years ago. Could you imagine saying that right now?
No, not at all.
It seems like it's
surreal.
Like somewhere over the rainbow. Here we are.
Yeah. No, I mean, look at our coaching staff and who he's going to learn from. Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
It's pretty silly.
I want to ask this, all right, and this is going to be a theme for me. Obviously, with my number 2, I'm Drake May, but I have no problem with Jaden Daniels. My question is this, okay, and I've talked to people about this left and right. Are we worried about the potential injury issues? It's kind of similar to the last guy that we had with this guy's caliber, which was Robert Griffin III.
Look, I don't know. I think obviously at the quarterback position, there's always going to be concern for injuries. But it's the NFL. I think at some point we just let him go play football, see what happens. I think he's obviously a great pick. And, I think if we do address the offensive line and they grow, well, it should not be an issue.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Yep.
My man, Brandon, man. Yo, I so appreciate you hopping on here, talking to us about this thing. We got the draft coming up tomorrow. But real quick, before we let you go, man, you are a published writer, a poet, my guy, right?
I am.
Talk to us about your latest works that got published.
Okay. Thank you. I love writing
absolutely.
poetry. It's my favorite thing to do. Which 15-year-old me would be like, what? But it is. So far, I've been lucky to get several poems published in the past few months. I would say I'm emerging, which means I'm just arriving. I don't have a book yet, but I'm sending them out. Poems, hoping to get published, hoping to get manuscripts out there. So I lost my best friend John a few years ago, which you guys were very kind enough to give me a shout out here, and I will always remember that. But I've written quite a few poems for him that have been lucky enough to get published. And spoiler alert, I have a manuscript that I'm sending out to publishers called "I'm Your Huckleberry," and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see if somebody picks it up.
Let's go.
That's awesome.
Oh, I love that.
That's awesome.
Let's go,
Good
baby.
for you.
Yeah. Yo,
Thank you so much.
Where can they look online, or where could they?
You know what? Here, I'm gonna post up here in the comment section. Connect the comment. You can just Google me, Brandon C. Spalletta, and my poems should come up. I've been in Literary Journal so far, and thank you to all the editors who have published me.
I see 2 of them. Awesome.
There we go.
Very cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, definitely check out Brandon, man. Great stuff. And one of these days we're gonna get into the Brandon Cave, because I know you have jerseys upon jerseys, memorabilia, and everything in there, man.
Photos, helmets. It's a Redskins Commanders fan cave.
Awesome.
Paradise.
There you go. Hey,
all right, man. Yo, we'll be talking to you tomorrow, obviously, because some of us will be hooting and hollering, some of us might be crying, but we got a quarterback. We know we'll have a quarterback by tomorrow. So
there we
go. All right, babe. Appreciate you, buddy.
You too. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, man. Yeah, buddy. All right, we're gonna keep this thing moving, and we're gonna bring in our guy. A guy that Will, and it is right on your side with where to
He's
pick
just waiting for question number 3. Let's be honest. He just wants us question number 3. That's what he's
we already know.
I get a chance to tell you who I think you should be quarterback. Yeah, I'm coming on.
What's up, man? What's
John
up?
and Will. Hey, I've been waiting on this moment. Hey, hold on. Y'all stay right here. Just hold on. Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Hold on. Stay right here. Hold on. I gotta show y'all something. Y'all boys ready?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! No, he didn't do it. What is happening? Do you have the receipt? Do you have the receipt? I just need
The receipt right here.
Just in case. Just in case.
Wow, that looks really nice. Oh, that's
Hey.
LSU hat too. Oh, that looks dope.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and I ain't even an LSU fan, but I know in my gut we getting JD5, baby. Let's go.
Woo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, all right. Look, I'm going to start right now. Let's go into free agency. Okay,
Yeah.
We've talked about it many times. What was your grade? What is your thoughts after now that free agency is, the first rush is over?
Oh man, I mean the grade. I think we did very well. We didn't do a splash like what me and Sean was talking about, a splash. But I'm definitely excited about it, man. I think I would give it a B for real. Definitely a B, man. Because Adam Peters, I just think he's definitely making moves. He's smart with it. He's doing a year, 1 year deal, 2 year deal here. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna see how this his first season is gonna pan out, especially with JD5, he definitely gonna see how it pan out. You know how it goes, Sean. You know it.
Yeah, we gonna see. This guy. Man, look, this guy. Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree. It's high grade because we definitely address certain things, and it's given us, more of a luxury now going into the draft and going into the future. So, yeah, I could agree with that. Now, we didn't get. Let me ask you this before we move into the draft. We still, don't have that true number one potentially. I know you and I have talked about Brandon Ayuk potentially be out there. T. Higgins was out in the media today saying he wants a trade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do we? I know maybe not right now, or 2 years. What was it? 2 years ago or last year? AJ Brown got traded to Philly on draft night. Do we make a move and try to go after maybe Brandon Ayuk or something?
I think it's definitely possible. You can't count it out, but I just don't know. To be honest with you, I mean, we've been quiet on that wide receiver thing. It kind of makes me a little nervous because I think Terry needs, some help. I mean, I know we got Jahan Dotson and stuff, but I mean, it would be smart to get Brandon Ayuk. You know what I'm saying? Especially with JD5, they played in Arizona State. So, I mean, that'd be perfect. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I think they might just take it slow, but you never know. I mean, I've been hearing that we probably going to trade back into the first, might trade our 2 seconds, maybe our 2/3 to get back into a late first for wide receiver, maybe a tackle. We definitely need a left tackle because that needs to be addressed real quick. You know what I'm saying? So anything's possible, you know what I'm saying? But right now, I just think Adam Peters is just taking it slow, evaluating everything. And, that's how it is. You know how to go. Hey, Sean, this thing look clean, man. This thing look clean.
Nobody looking at that. Ain't nobody looking at that. Go ahead. We'll talk to this man. I can't even talk to him right now.
Oh, my goodness.
What's Tress Way going to do? Tress Way's like a Pro Bowl player. He's had number 5 locked down for years now. Are we going to say that he's got to change his number?
Yeah, he'll change it to number 6.
Oh.
He'll change it to number 6. He'll go back. He'll change it. He'll just go up a number. There's nothing wrong with that. He'll just go up.
Right. All right. So you kind of already mentioned it a little bit, but are there other positions out once we get our quarterback that you want to see us go after? Is there anybody in particular like I'd like to see us get this guy?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every position is a need right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we're close. I mean, I think we might have a better record than we did last year. I see us winning about 7, maybe 8 games. I mean, it all depends on how things go, but yeah, everything's really a need. I mean, even though we did get linebackers in free agency and some D linemen, but I still think that's a need. You know what I mean? Cornerbacks, obviously offensive line, wide receivers. So really everything is a need. You know what I mean? So it's going to take time to grow. And I know probably Washington fans, me included, we want to win now. You know what I'm saying? But Adam Peters, he's going to take it slow. I think it might take, like I said, I think this is a year that he's just going to watch and see what's going to happen. That's why a lot of these free agencies are on a 1-year deal, a 2-year deal. So he's just going to see how it is, see how things rock. And, so I think it's going to take at least about 2 to 3 years to get where we at. You know what I mean? This right here is just, we just got to watch. We got to watch who's going to be some dogs and some Pro Bowlers, because that's what I want to see. I want to see some guys that are going to get after it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what I'm not looking for no Super Bowl. I mean, if it happens, like if we get into the playoffs magically or something happens, that's far gone. But right now, I'm just looking for some dogs, some guys that can be the future of this team. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm ready for. Absolutely.
So do you get because we're in a great position where we got a number of pieces, but we can, like you said, we can still get more. So if we come up into the early second round and there's a great linebacker there, or there's a great edge like a Trap Robinson or a Peyton Willis or one of these great guys, would you still go after them even knowing we got the 3 linebackers there? Would you still go after just the best guy?
Yeah, absolutely. I would. I mean, because Bobby Wagner, he ain't going to be in this league for so long. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely still need to get a middle linebacker or something like that. But definitely an edge rusher. There was an edge rusher, I can't think, from Missouri. I can't think of his name. Do y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yep. Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson. Yeah, I really like him. I think he'll fall in the second. You know what I'm saying? I think we should snag that up. But yeah, absolutely. I think every position needs to be, picked up, especially corner on defense. I think corner definitely needs to be, because are we really sold on Emmanuel Forbes and St. Juice? You know what I mean? So But who knows, man? Anything's possible, you know.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct. Anything is possible. Just like with the number 2 pick, the guy from
I got a good way to
Carolina.
ask this question. I got a good way to ask this. What is it about Daniels that makes him your choice at 2? Why?
Man, okay, well, I will say this. And Sean, I'm not down to your boy. I'm not down to your boy Drake May because I'm still a Drake May fan. I just think he ain't the GOAT out there. JD5.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. But I just think JD5 with him playing in the SEC, you know what I'm saying, and him doing it at a high level, you know, these defenses, you know, especially Alabama, he destroyed them. And these defenses are close to NFL type talent defenses. You know what I'm saying? And I just think the potential that he has, and nowadays in the NFL, this era, it's mobile quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? It's guys that are mobile, guys that can throw from anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I just think I saw something on Facebook. They were trying to say that JD5 is Lamar Jackson 2.0. Mm-hmm. I think that a little bit, but I think he could do more, you know, in college now. Again, he hasn't done nothing in the NFL. He hasn't made a snap in the NFL. But in college, what he did in college, he can throw from the pocket. You know what I'm saying? He can make them deep ball throws. You know what I'm saying? He can make them tight window throws. Lamar, he's not really the best at throwing. You know, he can throw. Don't get it twisted. But I just think Jaden Daniels has a better arm than Lamar. Now, Lamar is a better runner, but it's not by far, you know, from Jaden Daniels. But I just think the sky's the limit. You know, he has a high ceiling in the draft. I do believe, you know what I mean? And I know Sean and Will about the injuries or whatever, but man, it's NFL. You know what I'm saying? It's a tough sport. I mean, Joe Burrow is a pocket quarterback, and he's been injured these last 2 years. So, you know, anybody could get injured. You know what I'm saying? I don't think this is the next RG3. I think this guy can be better than RG3. We just have to play him right. That year in 2012, you know, our coaching staff did not use RG3 right. And RG3 will tell you that when you listen to him and in his interviews, they didn't use it right. He but let's be honest though. Let's be honest though. If RG3 never got injured, he would have had a decent career.
Let's have this conversation.
This is a talk from for another day, and I'll share some wisdom with you.
Yeah.
You right. It's a different
Mr. One Read.
I'll share you some facts that have come out about.
I'm just saying, man.
Yo, look. My question, and Alex, you and I have had this conversation. Will, we've had it. Like, I understand, and I see your jersey, and you know what? I'll even do y'all one better since I know we about to be getting used to having to hear this all the daggone time.
Got it.
Yes, sir.
So good.
Will, so good.
Oh, man.
You gotta get to a game in Baton Rouge. That's crazy atmosphere.
Yeah, that is lovely. Yo, and hey, look. So I know that looks like the direction we're going, and I asked this question before, and I mean I got to ask it to you. We know about Lamar and how he doesn't get hurt. Obviously, Robert got hurt. I mean, among other things, there were issues with his. This has been something that I know you guys both don't think is an issue. Anybody can get hurt, yes. But it's that play style that he has. Can he learn to get down? He took some nasty hits in the SEC. Can he learn to get down? Can he learn to play smart and not have to make the highlight play and just play, let's make the smart play? That's my only questions.
Yeah, I mean, as a rookie quarterback, any rookie quarterback, they're gonna make some mistakes. I mean, that's gonna happen when you get a rookie quarterback. They're gonna make mistakes. But I just think with the coaching staff we got and Cliff Kingsbury, our offensive coordinator, they'll get JD5 right. You know what I'm saying? If he's a good kid, you know what I mean, and he's willing to learn and really ball out and be a great leader, I think he'll be fine. He took a lot of hits in college, but he got right back up. You know what I'm saying? So I think he'll be fine. But see, my thing is with Lamar Jackson, they run that heavy run RPO type offense. With JD5, as far as we know, with Cliff Kingsbury, we're not gonna be running that. This man is gonna be, what is it, air raid? He's going to do the air raid. He's going to be pocket. He's going to be under snap. So I just think he can do more with this player in college. What it shows in college, he can do more with his arm. So it's not just with his legs, even though he has that. That's great to have. But I'm more excited with his arm. You know what I'm saying? So I think we'll be fine, man. You just got to take that chance. I told Sean, we got to take that chance. It's a chance you got to take. Out of all these players, at the end of the day, it's a gamble. You're taking a chance on them. So let's take a chance on your boy. Take a chance on your boy.
I heard a perspective about his sliding that I thought was interesting. And it was basically saying in college, every game is must win. And so he's going to go and try and get every yard. Where in the NFL, you've got 17 games that you have to live to play another game. You have more games to play. And so you will make a little bit more business decisions because it's a longer season. It's not, if we lose today, our season's over. We're out of the national championship. So I got to get that first down. I got, that type of stuff. I got to get hit while crossing the goal line. So that could change. And I'm with you where Lamar's not the right comparison. I think you're looking at a Clemson Deshaun Watson, who's a passer first.
There you go.
Then a run. He runs because he can.
Yeah. That's perfect, man. Like how you said it, Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson. Absolutely. Deshaun Watson had a big arm. You know what I'm saying? He had legs, but again, even JD5 in college had better legs than Deshaun Watson did in Clemson. So, but yeah, that's a very good comparison. But I think this rookie quarterback, he's gonna have to learn just like wide receivers in college. When they catch out of bounds, they can have 1 foot, and then when they go to the NFL, they got to catch with 2 feet in bounds. It's gonna be a learning curve for him, and I think he'll be fine. He's gonna make a couple of mistakes. He's gonna do dumb rookie moves, but he needs to know that
every mistake he makes, I'm gonna remind y'all. All right, I'm just.
Oh my goodness!
What happened? Was it incomplete?
Just remember, Sean, you could be the happiest out of all of us tomorrow night, and then we're gonna remember that when you say every mistake he missed. I'm gonna remind you.
Right.
Hey, listen. All I gotta say is I bought this jersey, okay? And we see what happened next. Be wary of which jersey you buy, all right, brother? That's all I'm gonna say to you.
Hey, look, I got the tag on this thing. I swear, if they say Drake May, I don't even know what to do, man. I don't even know what to do. But you know what? I'll do something better for you, Sean.
Oh my goodness, he did it live. Oh, okay. There it is.
I know you're getting this, man. I know. All
right, man. All right, buddy. Alex, man, big time. Bro Crew Sports Talk. Yo, are you, I know you and I talked, I know a bunch of people are probably going to be doing something tomorrow. We're going to try to get on, all of us, and give reactions and doing that type of stuff. So, we'll see you then.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get off work. But yeah, Sean, you already know that I'm about it. I definitely want to. I gotta see my boy get drafted. I got to. So absolutely, it ain't gonna be Drake May. It's gonna be JD5. Anybody will let him know. Let him know.
I had my day. I had my day in the sun. We got my guy Sam. So I'm good. All right, big time. Yo, I'll see you. We'll wrap, man. All right.
Absolutely, man. Y'all be safe.
All right, man. You too. Yeah, buddy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, but we have one more guest out here, one of the originals out here to talk about the team that we love with the draft just 1 day away. Our guy, Mr. Abs. What up, dude?
What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Hey, man. You guys are doing a great thing, man. Great thing. I ain't gonna hold you too long. You know what I mean? I think the pick is definitely gonna be Jaden Daniels. So
there it is.
Tell us why.
Why? Okay. To me, I think it's almost a Washington thing. Jaden Daniels has Washington written all over him. Yep. Like he's just the type of player. RG3 esque, like you know what I'm saying? Like I just get that kind of vibe, you know. I've said this to Sean before, Will. Honestly, I'd be happy with either him or Drake May.
Mhm.
I think the only, like, you know what I'm saying, we've done this for a while, and I think I would be legitimately upset if it was just anything but those two. Like, you know what I'm saying? A trade down doesn't make sense. I wouldn't be that mad at it, but but it makes less sense to do that. But I think the two main picks are those quarterbacks. What's that look?
Did Ab just say a trade down doesn't make sense? Did I just hear that? No way.
It makes less sense. How about that?
There we go.
That's right. I put my words in there.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. So look, let me ask you this. What now recently, up until the draft, we've seen there's another quarterback that has been shooting up the ladder to potentially get into around the 5th pick, and JJ McCarthy. What if Washington shocks us all and goes in that direction?
See, if
I'm sorry, man.
Sean, I gotta go to sleep tonight, bro. I'm not trying to lose no sleep over this shit, right? I think honestly, I wouldn't be mad at it if we picked up like maybe a extra first along the way and traded back. Then I'd be like, okay, I can dig that. But if we're like hands down being like number 2, JJ McCarthy, nah, bro.
It's like
no, it can't even be that. It's like you're not even trying. It's like, well, you're trying one thing. You're trying to lose your job.
Yeah,
that's what you're trying to do. So I can't see that, brother.
I've got the trade back for you, Ab. It just came to me about an hour ago. This is the one trade back that I'd be like, okay, I will give the Los Angeles Chargers the 2nd overall pick if they give us Justin Herbert and their number 5. That's the only way I'm trading back.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes hella sense.
And I might not need any other compensation than that.
Yeah.
You give me Herbert, we can take on the contract.
Oh yeah.
Get us our left tackle, Joe Alt. Okay. That's the only way I'm trading out of
I love that.
I hit you right back with one, Will. I'll come back with, we trade down to number 3. Okay. Since we can't make a decision on Jaden Daniels or Drake May, we drop down to 3. Let essentially New England make the pick for us.
Yep.
And then we pick up some along the way with that. So I'm good with that one too.
Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I definitely like that. Now, look, so talking about trade back, so for all intents and purposes, we're getting quarterback at 2. Mm-hmm. Would you trade back into the 1st, though? Is there anybody that you want to pick up, maybe a tackle or?
I think we have to see how the draft rolls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if it's like in the teens and 20s go heavy linemen, then that's when you're like, okay, maybe even like because there's tiers of linemen, you know what I'm saying? And I think it ends at what Guyton, I want to believe. I think like if they're running through them, and I think that's when you're kind of like, yeah, I think we might need to trade up and so we can get that top tier lineman that we want.
Yeah.
So, who do you guys are y'all thinking of trading into the 1st? I missed the first part of your show, guys.
Yeah, I'm with you. Where it kind of depends on the run. Where I would not be surprised if we were to go back into the 1st to try and get somebody. Like you said, there's the names. The dude from BYU. I heard Kansas City likes. Guyton could be there. So yeah, I think if you're starting to see the tackles go, then it might be like, well, we might need to consider this.
Right. Now, and so, but we put that into consideration, the fact that there might be a run on tackles, there might be a run on, maybe wide receiver, something else. Outside of obviously getting quarterback and then getting that solid lineman, what is your next pick? And do you have to, like, for instance, I asked Alex, we got linebackers in the draft or in the free agency. If we have a Peyton Wilson come up at our pick, do we take a shot on that if he's the best available? Where would you go that's outside of lineman and quarterback?
So it would be cornerback, but cornerback is really weak in this draft. You know what I'm saying? So I could legit see all the cornerbacks being. Let me just say this: by the time our second rounder comes through, I could see all the top tier cornerbacks being gone.
Mm-hmm.
I could easily see that, and then I would have to go a different route that way, and then it would be best available, maybe wide receiver. You know, I like honestly as we get closer to the draft, what's that McConkley?
Yep.
That kid is growing on me, guys.
Oh, he's always open.
That's what he said. Yeah. Somebody I'd also say, and along that, the white boy slot lines, Ricky Pearsall out of Florida.
Yeah,
he's one of those.
I heard that too.
Yeah, same kind of stuff. Deceptive
he's
speed.
He's big.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's white, Sean.
Isn't he? I think he's white guy. I know my wide receivers.
Yeah, he is.
There we go.
Yeah, he is. When I went to the game, I was so far up, I couldn't tell. He just was lighter skinned. I don't know. Maybe he's from Florida. He's got a dark suntan.
There you go. Oh man. All right, free agency. And now that we've passed the first wave, obviously we know all the moves we've made. What grade do you kind of give them in their like first free agency this year?
So to me, guys, it wasn't splashy. No, like it refilled our team. Basically, we needed those tiers of, like, regardless if they're starters or not, we needed to fill our roster. And honestly, we filled our roster with players, not recycles. Like, I don't know if I'm making sense when I say that, but
not Nick Gates.
Yeah, like we just recycle players and be like, oh, they played for us last year. They were okay.
Yeah.
We'll bring them along again. Mm-hmm. Like, without trying to better, and that right there, you can't do that. Like, the fact that we went out and got guys and signed them to inexpensive contracts, guys, that, like, honestly, I think that deserves a higher grade than anything. Mm-hmm. And so I'm a good B with this. I really like what they did, guys. And the only thing I would have changed was probably maybe a splashy name, like one, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, pay some money, like, to a left tackle, like, you know what I'm saying, to a defensive end, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just something like that, to be like, okay, we're not just getting by, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like what they did is just like, it seems like they're not rolling over, like, to lose, but you know what I'm saying, you can see them losing games, you know. So I'm okay with what they did. I think they could have touched on left tackle, maybe defensive end, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more. Just me. Cornerback definitely too. So
yes. So wait, I asked them earlier, do you make a, like Philly, they made a draft day trade and got AJ Brown. Do you make a draft day trade and get a Brandon Ayuk or a T. Higgins? Usually he want to be traded.
So what year is Terry on his new contract? This is what, his second year?
I think so.
Second, right? Yeah.
So, I mean, he's on his way out, and I can see, like, honestly, he's plus 30 plus. So, like, Ayuk, definitely we need to, like, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I would not be mad at it. Give San Francisco the first second rounder that we got. Call it a day.
Oh yeah, I'd be all about that. You can work that out. I like that, my man.
But we have to pay him once he got here, though, guys.
That's
you know that. Yes.
You got to understand that. But we got the money to do it.
We do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that would be the splash. We all looking for the splash.
That would be the splash.
Yeah, buddy. All right. So, as you know, tomorrow the draft will be happening. Abs, please tell you are more than welcome. Please tell me you can join us. We will be giving our reactions after. Even if all three of you guys are excited, I might have to be in my tears, in my North Carolina tears, if Drake don't come here. Okay. Now, if he does come, I will not be able to be on the show because I will be flying to wherever he lands because I'm part of the welcome committee. Yes. I didn't do it for Sam. I need to do it for Drake. Tar Heel Nation.
Drake May seems like a New England Patriot to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just like I said, Jaden Daniels seems like a Washington player. Drake May seems like a New England Patriot to me. That's all I can, you know what I'm saying? It's like written on their foreheads, guys.
We shall see. I do like that move of you moving up, but then if Drake isn't as I am hoping, then it's like, dang, we just missed Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I'm.
Keep an eye out for what my prediction a long time ago was, guys. My prediction, Jaden Daniels going first.
Ooh, that is right.
Oh, number 1 overall. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you get Caleb? Then you go Caleb too?
Yeah.
You have to.
You have to.
But that, like, you know what I'm saying? That's just because the Bears, this is to me. If the Bears was going to everyone knows Caleb Williams number 1, why don't the Bears just say that then? You know, why aren't they saying that?
Smoke and mirrors, man.
I heard this. I heard a theory about this because someone asked Kevin Sheehan, why aren't the Redskins saying that we're drafting JD5? And he's like, what if the NFL has said, don't put this out public? We want to have some type of drama and intrigue. I was like, that I buy into that type of stuff.
Okay.
Of the big time controlling everything.
Mm.
Do you remember when Andrew Luck and RG3 like both of them already knew, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like, and they even said it right before the draft. Yeah, they already told me. Yeah, they already told me. Like,
we've already talked.
And Andrew Luck, I think Andrew Luck was. Someone else said that they were going number 1 prior. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't know. Just going back off of that, it's just the Bears seem very hush hush about it, and so it just got me thinking a little bit, guys. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Could be. You know, they're always living with the ghost of not picking Mahomes, so they're just like, we have to get this right. We have to get this right. Mm-hmm. So that's where they're at. What if they sit there and trade their 9th pick and another pick for the 2nd pick? Then we get the 9th. And they try to get the quarterback in the wide receiver. I don't know.
That would never happen.
Hey, listen, I don't know. I'm trying. I'm reaching here.
We will miss all like, you know what I'm saying, all quarterbacks. It like that probably would have made sense if they would have threw in Justin Fields. Like I could have seen that happening.
Right.
But yeah, we need a quarterback. Like we can't. So people will lose. Like Adam Peters will lose his job before he even started.
Yes.
If he leaves his draft without a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Very true. Very true. What up, Ben? So, guys, who will the Commanders take, and why will it be Jaden Daniels? Listen, I'm going to be out here on my island. Hypothetical questions. What would it take for the Commanders to want to get draft-wise if a team wants to move to the number 2 spot?
Depends on the team.
All right. But I mean, is it a prerequisite to like 3 first-round picks?
I don't think so. Like I said, it depends on the team. There's a difference between the Patriots and Chicago at 9. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a very big difference, you know? Like, it just depends on the team. Like, to go back 1 spot, I really don't think it would – I think it would just take like a 2nd-round pick. to move up. You know what I'm saying? I really don't think it would take much. But
it has to be, what quarterbacks do you feel comfortable coming away with? And you'd have to be able to guarantee, okay, if I'm giving up 2, I better walk away with QB X. Who is that? And how can I make sure I get it? So like what you're saying, we can't sit here and say, well, New England to be this, but Minnesota to be this, and the Giants to be this, because it would always be, you can't not get a quarterback when you're picking, when there's this many quarterbacks and you're this high.
Gotta get them. So if the Giants give you their 6th pick in the first round in 2025, would you do it?
I'm not trading within division and giving them that.
No.
They get Daniel, so we're not doing that.
Right.
So,
especially for one first rounder. Nah.
No, you can give me like 3 first rounders.
Yeah.
and some pieces. From the puzzle.
Especially because we're penalizing you just for being inside our division. So
right, we ain't helping you out. Like, yo, Ab, we appreciate you hopping on. We knew you were doing nap time with your little lady, but you still came up. We stayed on because we knew you was coming, man.
Yeah,
so we
man.
appreciate you hopping on, man.
Thanks, guys, for having me. You guys have a great night. Okay.
All right, we'll be in touch tomorrow.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, man.
Yes, sir. Drake May. Yeah, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for us this evening. Washington offseason update, NFL draft edition. The draft is here tomorrow. We've said it. I still am holding out hope for Drake, but for all intents and purposes, Jaden Daniels, JD5. Looks like that's where we're going. We will be here tomorrow night, giving our reactions, just like we did a year ago, giving our 2 cents on what happens. Obviously, there's a number of people that want to get it out, so it's gonna be a good time. Tune in, join us. There's gonna be a lot to talk about, and Will, it's like Christmas Eve, man.
It is. I can't believe the fact that you just said that. The draft is here.
Come on now. Come on. Cannot wait. Commanders will take Drake maybe with the second round.
Man.
Maybe. It's Mayday, baby. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading out of here. Appreciate you being here with us, and we will see you next time.
Gibbs, you got a good chance. Let me tell you something about some good fans. Back in the day, RFK was our palace. If you don't know, you need to ask about us. Think we're gonna lose? Well, I can't believe your doubters had